Hey brothers and sisters, Matt Hatton here. So this is the Knights of Avalon event video. I apologize for the slight delay on this. I was busy working on some of the specific hero reviews. I did get a couple of those posted, but I wanted to quickly get this video out, and then I'll get back to finishing up the rest of the heroes. So if you do check out any of those hero reviews and you like my new format, please let me know in the comments because I do, if I want to stick with that format, I'd like to take a look at some of the other heroes in the game as well, outside of the Avalon heroes. But let's jump into the Knights of Avalon event, and we'll talk about some of the basic strategy and kind of how to approach this event and what to expect. So as far as Knights of Avalon, there are two really cool featured heroes that are available in the portal. One is Black Knight, which for obvious reasons, he is one of the better tanks in the game. But I'm actually more excited about Lady of the Lake after I did the reviews. She's a really outstanding hero. She's doing some really incredible stuff on her mana reduction on the enemy team. So, take a look at the in-depth review on both of these. I do kind of go into a lot of team building tips as far as how to approach these heroes, or if you don't have these heroes, some other options you might want to consider. So check those out if you want to. And then as far as the Knights of Avalon event itself, it did start today, December 10th. It's going to run through December 14th, but do keep in mind it is early morning December 14th as far as U.S. Eastern time that it's ending. So I would probably say that you might want to look at this event as ending very late at night on December 13th. Because there's only going to be a few hours, depending on which time zone you're in, on December 14th to finish up anything that you want to finish up in the event before it closes up. So as far as the Knights of Avalon challenge event, that does come along with the portal. It's a competitive challenge, which is going to mean that your scores, depending on how you do compared to other players in the community, is going to matter as far as what your rewards are. But the good news is there are some good participation trophy type awards that you can get. So as far as the main feature of the event that you need to watch out for is that all ice attacks are going to be reflected from the minions and the bosses that you're fighting. So you do not want to go in with any ice heroes, but don't worry, I'll give you two of my suggested teams as far as who I'm going to run through the events that don't include any ice heroes, and I think they're going to be pretty effective against the enemies and the bosses and the minions, and I'll tell you why on that one. So as far as the rare tier of the event, it is going to be 15 stages, just like the epic and legendary tier. If you are able to complete this tier, you're going to get one world flask, you're going to get a warm cape, you're going to get 3 of the challenge coins, which if you collect 10 of those, that's going to equal 1 pull in the Avalon portal if you want to use them in this event. And then you're also getting 25 of the rogue emblems and 25 sorcerer emblems, which is nice. It's going to cost you a total of 40 world flags to get all the way through this event if you want to clear all 15 stages. For the epic tier of the event, it's going to cost you 55 world flags. It still is only 15 stages, and the rewards for completing the event is you're going to get 2 world flasks. You're going to get 1 fine gloves, 1 trap tools, 5 more of the challenge tokens, and then you're getting 50 cleric emblems and 50 monk emblems. For the legendary tier of the event, it's going to cost you 70 world flags, and you're getting 3 world flasks on completion. You're going to get 1 compass, 1 set of fine gloves, and 1 sturdy shield, and then you're getting 7 more of the challenge tokens. And then you're getting a nice amount of emblems, 150 of the barbarian emblems and 150 wizard emblems. So these are nice rewards that you get just for completing the stages. It doesn't matter what your score is. And then, keep in mind, if you are a little more competitive or you do really well on your scores, your rewards are just going to increase from here. So there are a lot of cool things that you can get from the event if you're able to score high. As far as the enemies that you're going to face. So the way I approach these challenge events is I look at what the bosses are on the final stage, in this case stage 15 of this event. The bosses are going to be Lady of the Lake as a healer. You're going to be going against King Arthur, which is going to be the main damage dealer in ice. And then you're going to have Guinevere, which is essentially a holy tank that's going to be trying to protect these 2 other bosses. So not too threatening if you really think about it as far as what you're going to be going up against. I would probably say just try to take out King Arthur first, and then you can focus on either Lady of the Lake or Guinevere second, because as soon as you get King Arthur off the board, really you don't have too much to worry about other than the normal attacks from these bosses. As far as the monsters, if you look at the overall elements that you're going to be facing throughout all 15 stages added together, and this is going to include the bosses, there's going to be approximately 31% of every one of those minions or bosses that's going to be ice, 31% that's going to be nature, and then you're going to have 17% in the dark element and 16% in the fire, and then there's only 5% in the holy. So one thing to point out on the fire is the fire heroes or the bosses you're going to be facing, it's going to be represented by Bakken, who's a 3-star, who's decreasing your mana or increasing the mana of his allies, but he's not too threatening. Sir Lancelot is probably the biggest of the damage dealers in fire class that you'd be going against, and I wouldn't worry too much about him either. And then Black Knight is a tank, so he's not going to be putting any significant attack back at you. So fire is definitely not threatening. And then for the holy element, it's primarily represented by Guinevere, another tank. So as I approached this and was thinking about which team to go up against, I really focused on how I wanted to go against the ice and the nature, because those are the big threats there. So as far as the first team that I'm going to go in with, I'm going in with a fire mono team for the main reason that I really want to stack as much tile damage as possible. So I'm running Guardian Falcon and Gefjon as the 2 wings because they're going to, Guardian is obviously going to decrease the enemy's defense against fire. And then Gefjon is doing a nice sniper or heavy hitting single target attack. And then Tur and Gravemaker at the flanks are really just there to buff up the attack value. They do some pretty good attacks themselves, and Gravemaker obviously attacking all targets. So not so much as far as like a speedy attack that you're putting out, but they're really in there to put some bleed effects or some burn effects on the enemies, and then again just really boost up that attack value. And then I'm running Garnet, the ninja fire healer, as a tank. You could potentially run Bold Tusk if you have him. He's another nice fire tank as well. He'd provide a little bit of less healing, but then he will provide a nice attack up buff for your team. And then for the second team I'm going to run a nature mono team. I'm going to have Melindor and Almer as the wings. Melindor is going to serve to debuff any buffs that are on the enemy team. And then Almer is going to be lowering the defense for my nature attackers. He's going to lower the defense of the enemies. And then Caedmon is going to debuff any buffs that might be put on my team. And then he has a pretty significant hit himself. And I'm running, by the way, Melindor and Caedmon, both the costume versions. Francine is a nice nature hero to consider if you have her, because she does extra damage against ice targets. And then Frigg is the tank. You know, she's just a wonderful hero all around. She puts out some really great attack if you have a lot of nature shields on the board when she goes off. And then she's obviously decreasing the defense of the entire enemy or boss team that you're going to be going against. So as far as the portal, it is still featuring Ruben as the featured December Hero of the Month. I already have, I think, 2 copies of Ruben, so definitely would be rather not get any more of him if I can avoid it. I would wait till January, but obviously this event is only for the next couple days, so I can't try and go for the other Hero of the Month. But if I do any other portals in the Santa's Challenge portal, I will definitely be waiting on December, or for December on that one. And then the featured Avalon hero is Lady of the Lake, which is actually pretty cool. Before the event went live, I was actually hoping it would be Black Knight, but after I did the in-depth reviews on Lady of the Lake and Black Knight and some of the other heroes, I've really changed my tune as far as what I want out of this portal. As much as Black Knight would be as cool as he would be to get, I actually, in my personal opinion, think Lady of the Lake is the prize to get out of this portal. She's just an outstanding hero, and what she does as far as mana reduction against the enemy team is really just in a class of its own. So either one would be great. Obviously, any 5-star hero would be great from these portals, but I got my eye on Lady of the Lake, so hopefully we can get lucky here. So let's head on over to the base, and we'll go into the portal and see see what it's going to look like for me. All right, we'll just keep it on Merlin. Here we go. Okay, that was horrible. So we got a bunch of feeders. That was pretty bad. I don't know. Our luck might be pretty bad. I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't want to do this, but let's be a little superstitious. Need any help I can get. So let's see. Hopefully I don't pass out before I finish these pulls. Alright, so we got Bakken. He is a very interesting rare hero. He's dealing 70% damage to all enemies. He's also reducing the mana of all enemies by 20%. That's a pretty cool skill to have on a rare hero, if I say so myself. All allies are getting plus 10% mana generation for 4 turns. So I assume that goes up as you level him up. So that's actually another pretty cool feature on a 3-star rare. So Bakken, definitely a cool hero. That's okay. And then Catelyn. Catelyn is a really good hero. Her costume makes her even better. The thing that worries me about her right now is that when you get one of these legendaries in the event portals, it might mean that any luck I had is gone. So good hero, but bad timing. Alright, so we got enough for one more, so let's give it a shot. See if we can get lucky. Otherwise we're done for this event until next year. Okay, so Merlin's doing 185% damage to a single target. The more mana the enemies have, the more damage they will receive, up to 215%. And the target automatically casts mindless attacks on a random ally when mana is full during 3 turns. So, okay, so very similar to like a Zoc, one of the past heroes of the month, or the effect that Alfreak can put on. So not a bad 4-star. Better than nothing. And then Lyanna, you're a wonderful hero, but bad timing again. Oh man. Okay, well, thank you, Small Giant, for giving me some non-portal heroes to deal with. But again, just to quickly mention, I did do an in-depth review of this guy, Black Knight, which doesn't look like I'm going to have on my team anytime soon. So check that out. I go into a deep dive on the taunt tank meta, which actually I got to give a shout out to Killa. He gave me the idea to bring that into the perspective or the discussion on Black Knight. And then I did a deep dive on Lady of the Lake, which I found very interesting as well. It's really about the healer tank meta and talking, specifically about what makes this hero special. And then, the other thing I'm adding to my hero reviews is I'm really looking at, if you want to understand this hero, it's great. If you're not lucky to have them, I am going into some other options or heroes that are very similar to them to kind of help you get a little bit more out of the videos. So if you like that content or you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we will look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, everybody, and good luck in the portal.